Do you love doing interviews? I do. Actually, I really like doing interviews. I used to actually do an interview, get sign up and try to get interviews just to get a lot of practice. This was back way back when I was really learning and trying to develop my communication skills. I worked for this large organization. They had this whole business system implemented in, and I learned something from doing interviews within that organization that HR was following a format called BBQ, or behavior based questions. They ask the question that helps them understand your behavior in a certain situation. It could be something like this: tell me how you handled a difficult conversation with your boss. That question is difficult. I mean, it's hard. Like, how do you answer that? So I began looking. I had a friend who is in HR. Talked to her about these types of questions and what's the best way. And there is a formula, or there is a acronym called STAR that you can use that is very helpful. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. So, for instance, that question, how do you tell me about a time you had to deal with a tough conversation with your boss? Situation. The situation is I wasn't performing well at work. The task was that I needed to make more sales. My action is that I began the conversation. I had the conversation for me, telling them where I was missing, telling them why I was missing, what was happening, why my revenue was down. The result was that we together came with a plan in order for me to help increase my sales over the next 2 months. Behavior based questions, answer with STAR: situation, task, action, and result. And even if it's not a behavior based question, if you use the STAR method, it will still help you be able to answer more effectively, that way that your interviewer can understand exactly what it is that you're trying to communicate across. I understand if you don't love interviews, but maybe you will learn to like them a little bit more if you try to use one of these methods.